Hi, I'm Jordan from Kettner Creative, and in this video I want to go through some best practices when it comes through cable management and being neat and tidy with your work. So the first thing I want to show you is when you plug in a cable to a powered speaker, don't wrap the cable around the speaker stand. A lot of people do this for whatever reason. It's the way they were taught, or they think it's the neatest way to do it, but all it does is create more problems if you need to ever move the speaker. To compound the problem, usually the guys that wrap the cable around the speaker stand the whole way up and plug it in, then they'll wrap the XLR cable the other way, so you can't even turn the speaker to get it off. It doesn't make any sense when you're trying to quickly, keep yourself as flexible as possible at an event. The other thing, so what I usually do is I just plug in the power cable and then I just hang it off of one of the circles here. And then if it's a really kind of high-end event, I'll just rip off half a piece of gaff tape and then just tape it around like that so it's tidier. At the bottom, we always put a black skirt around the tripod stand. It gives you a place to hide all your excess cable and it makes it look nicer. The high top, like the skirts that go from here, don't make sense to me. I think they're really kind of ugly and distracting. Just putting a little piece of black fabric around the bottom seems like the best way to do it. We use banjo drape because we have miles of pipe and drape, so it seems to work pretty good and it's dirt cheap. The other thing to talk about is taping cable. It seems kind of ridiculous to make a video about how to tape cable correctly, but I'll show you kind of what we've seen and why I think our way is better. So a lot of people, one, they won't buy 3-inch gaff tape. They buy 2-inch gaff tape or 1-inch gaff tape and try to make it work. I know gaff tape's expensive for sure, but just buy the 3-inch stuff and make it work. It makes your life way easier, and otherwise you end up running 2 strips over every cable and everything else. All you do is you lay your cable out. You'll put one piece of tape at one end. Try to do it as neat as possible. One piece of tape at the other end, and then one piece of tape down the whole line. Okay. We do that over everywhere that somebody might walk. So we don't do it along walls, we don't do it anything like that, but we cover doorways and pathways. If there's a lot of cable, we have outdoor cable ramps that we use, but for most of the time when you're indoor, this works fine. I was just at an event last week where we had to work with another company, so they're a lighting company. Anyway, they had a cable run going right down the middle of the room with 3 pieces of tape like that. Doesn't do anything. If anybody walking there, they're just going to kick it and everything's going to come up. Kind of seems silly that I had to go in after the fact and run a long piece of tape over it. But some people just don't know, I guess. So we pull it up at the end of every day. So part of the job application process at Kettner Creative is we make everybody send in their resume or CV and a video of them wrapping cable. Only like 5% of people that apply for a job as a tech know how to wrap cable properly. So I'll show you how I do it. You can do it left or right-handed. Yeah, so you start by holding the cable out with your fingers out. You wrap it once, like most people know how to do, and you coil the cable with it, so you're not bending the cable. You can see that there's no energy or stored cable memory in there. It's just good and stress-free. And the second time, you pick up the cable and you put a turn in it. The next time, you go back to the first way, you roll the cable, and then last time you turn it again. So the reason that you do it this way is because you can get to any venue and you can roll it from that end to a speaker, and sometimes you have to leave your cable coils in weird places and you can go that way to a speaker and it unrolls flat. The ultimate test of whether or not you roll the cable correctly is if you pull it out, it should come flat. There shouldn't be any loops in it. This is a shorter cable, so it's a bad example because it doesn't have the weight. But if you pull it out, it should go like that straight, and one loop at the end is fine because it'll correct itself when you keep pulling. Another way to test whether or not your cable is wrapped correctly is by throwing one end. So if you have like a longer 50-foot XLR cable, you can throw it out and you shouldn't see any rolls, right? It all pulls out flat. If you roll it wrong, I'll show you how to roll it wrong. You'll go like this and the cable will stand up. It doesn't lay flat. So if that ever happens to a cable that you wrapped, if it doesn't come out flat every time, then you wrapped it wrong. So this is right, where there's no stress. Now I'll wrap it wrong again and come out, and you see there's rolls in it. So you should be able to test yourself pretty quick into what makes a cable work properly. For us, we put Velcro at the end of all our cables. Some guys like to connect the ends, some don't. We don't worry about it too much. But yeah, there's the cable. If you have any other questions or want to see anything else in one of our videos, just leave a comment below. Thanks.